Chapter 4. The Descent. Land's attention to the road, the city lights reflecting off the polished exterior of the Mercedes-Benz. The vehicle glided smoothly, its advanced suspension handling the uneven road with effortless grace, rain streaming down its surface.
We're almost there.
Land said, his voice a reassuring constant in the tense atmosphere.
Stick to the plan and we'll both get what we want.
Johnny glanced out the window, his expression unreadable as the cityscape grew sparser and more shadowed.
I'm here to close the deal,
he replied, his tone tinged with skepticism.
I just want this out of my head.
Land's eyes met Johnny's through the rearview mirror, a faint, knowing smile crossing his face.
Understood,
he said smoothly, his voice carrying a reassuring calm. He shifted his focus back to the road. Above them, an unmarked military helicopter hovered menacingly, its rotors creating a deafening noise that echoed through the urban canyon. The rain poured relentlessly, adding a dramatic layer to the scene. Inside the helicopter, a gunner, cloaked in shadows, operated with the aid of a cybernetic implant enhancing his targeting accuracy. His eyes, augmented with advanced optics, cut through the torrential downpour, tracking the lead SUV of the convoy with cold, unerring precision.
You brought company, Johnny,
Land said, abruptly turning the SUV in a violent U-turn. The maneuver was sharp and desperate, aimed at evading the descending threat. The helicopter's gunner took a deep breath, his fingers steady on the trigger. With a sharp burst of fire, the anti-aircraft uranium bullet was launched from the rifle, its trajectory precise and unyielding. Though the SUVs were armored, this round was designed to penetrate the toughest defenses, capable of shattering glass and armor alike. The bullet struck Land with a sickening thud.
Driver neutralized.
The gunner reported coldly over the radio. The SUV's trajectory went wild, its once steady course now veering uncontrollably as Land's lifeless body slumped over the steering wheel. Smoke and debris erupted in a violent spectacle as the SUV crashed, its collision with the pavement a cacophony of twisted metal and shattered glass. The rain intensified, merging with the chaos of the wreckage. A crackling voice cut through the turmoil, its tone chilling and devoid of emotion.
Take down the remaining two SUVs.
The voice commanded with icy precision. The gunner, his cybernetic implant enhancing his targeting, adjusted his aim seamlessly. His augmented vision locked onto the targets below. With a controlled burst of fire, the gunner shredded the first SUV with brutal accuracy, killing all its passengers instantly. As the second SUV came under fire, two of its occupants managed to escape, though they were wounded.
First SUV neutralized, second SUV hit, two targets ejected and escaped. Visual lost.
The gunner reported, frustration evident in his voice. The helicopter swiftly descended to deploy a team of Yakuza operatives, specifically tasked with recovering Pharmacom's data from Johnny's head. Following instructions from Shinji, who was coordinating the operation from Beijing, the operatives moved with precision, methodically searching the wreckage and surrounding area for any sign of Johnny. Once the Yakuza were on the ground, the helicopter ascended and headed back to base. Johnny lay in the wreckage of Land's SUV, slowly regaining his senses from the violent impact. Wincing through the pain, he muttered with a mix of irony and defiance.
I guess we're not doing this the easy way.
Through the haze of pain and confusion, he became aware of a group of heavily armed Yakuza members emerging from the rain and smoke of the wrecked vehicle. Clad in dark, heavy-duty tactical gear, complete with bulletproof vests, helmets, and night vision goggles, they moved with chilling precision, ready for their high-stakes mission. Kaido, the leader of this menacing unit, steps forward, his figure looming ominously against the backdrop of the storm's relentless fury. His eyes, sharp and unyielding, scan the scene with a cold, calculating gaze. He surveys the scene with an air of cold authority, his voice a low murmur as he outlines their plan in urgent, hushed tones. Suddenly, two figures burst from the wreckage of one of the SUVs. They were Land's men, emerging from the wreckage like ghosts of vengeance, and they immediately opened fire on the Yakuza. The exchange of gunfire erupts violently, the sharp cracks of weapons cutting through the pounding rain and the storm's relentless roar. Johnny, caught in the midst of this brutal crossfire, seizes the opportunity to escape. The firefight is intense and chaotic. Land's men, though skilled and determined, are heavily outnumbered and quickly overwhelmed. Despite their professionalism, they succumb to their wounds within minutes, their bodies collapsing in a grim testament to the ferocity of the Yakuza's assault. As the gunfire rages on, Johnny scrambles through the rain-slicked streets, the storm drenching him to the bone. He darts through alleyways and side streets, desperate to find a way out. His heart pounds with adrenaline as he spots a parked motorcycle, its sleek frame gleaming under the streetlights. Johnny quickly hotwires it, the engine roaring to life with a throaty growl. With a burst of speed, he races away from the scene, weaving through the city streets and leaving the chaos behind. Back at the crash site, Kaido takes a radio from one of his fallen men. Into the radio, he speaks with a cold, commanding tone. He said in Japanese, "We lost him. He's heading downtown." The rain continues to pour relentlessly as Johnny speeds through the darkened streets, the city lights blurring past him. His escape is not yet guaranteed, but for now, he has bought himself precious moments of freedom.